Grand rising, grand day, grand afternoon. This your boy, Dr. Will Rogers, a.k.a. Master Teacher 33 today. Today is Thursday, September the 1st. Woo-wee. This is my month. This is my birthday month, my birthday month. I send all your tithes and offerings to W-E. Okay, I'm just playing. What's going on, everybody? Let's get started. This is the introduction to a new class, How to Get Rich Using Credit. Number one, how to increase your credit card score. Number two, how to establish a new credit profile number. Number three, how to increase your income threefold with income verification. Number four, how to establish 3 new trade lines with 3 new companies to triple your credit score in 30 days. Number 5, we're going to hear from our boy, Brother Jibberday, the Gold Grill Yard Man up in the ATL. He will explain his system to you guys and what he's doing up in the ATL. Number 6, we're going to break down day 6, how to remove bad, negative, quote-unquote, things on your credit within 30 days, and how to add new credit in 30 days. Number 7, day 7, we're going to break down how to use debt to pay debt. So I don't pay my debt with income. I pay my debt with debt. Woo-wee, spend it before you get it. Let's get this party started. Brothers and sisters, I'm excited for you because you get to learn the game according to how the dominant culture plays the game. So I was always blown away with my uplines, if you will, and they would tell me shiftless like I'm teaching today. When I was young, dumb, and stupid, and I didn't know any better, I mean, come on. They didn't teach us this stuff at Ebenezer Baptist. And so I didn't understand the power of credit. And I learned the power of credit these last 2 years going through this housing purchase process. And I learned the value of credit because I didn't really know. And it's sad that I didn't learn you guys know I'm way over the age of 50. This is really a travesty that I didn't learn this until, now. I give you a shout out to my sister Brenda, my brother Glenn. They always knew the value of credit, which is the value, as we're going to be talking about, the 7 C's of credit. And I know my sister, I used to laugh at her and make fun of her because she was on her job. And my sister been on her job, you guys know she's the head. She's a big wig down in Arkansas. Matter of fact, Sharon, I think I'm going to come out to Arkansas for my birthday. So get that extra bedroom ready for me, Sharon. I'm going to be down there around my birthday time so we can party like rock stars in Arkansas. So my sister Brenda has something called character. Now, that's credit. Credit is in the Bible. It's called faith. You might want to write this down. So credit is something that is extended to you before you get it. Credit is acting as if. Faith is acting as if. So all Christians should have a credit score of 850 and above if you're a Christian. Now, as a retired Christian myself, one of the things that I did not like about people, not the system, but people, was that nobody taught me this. And it should be taught, there should be a credit class in church. There should be, in church, there should be a financial literacy class. It should be mandatory to join a church. Because the church is where we go to, especially in the Al-Qaeda culture, which is the true esoteric meaning of the word black, by the way, which is the word for Africanus, because Africa is a white man's name. I mean, it ain't about race, but let's just keep it real. It's not a Helios Biblios name. So Africanus is a black man. No, it ain't. Africanus is a white Roman general who discovered, but there was people already there. So what am I saying? The problem that we have is we have a faulty vocal image and a faulty visual image of Africanus, who is a Roman general, and he's a Caucasian. Now you should be saying to yourself, Doc, What does that have to do with my credit score, my brother? Well, the science and the metaphysics of credit is this ability to establish a disposition that is the vibrational equivalent of your scriptures or your script, which you should write yourself. Now, that's deeper than most people want to go. So let's just bring it up a couple of notches so everybody can feel. Because I don't want to go too deep, because then what happens? Well, I lose everybody. So the science and metaphysics of credit is the exact same thing as the science and metaphysics of faith. But since, do you know a Christian who's researched the definition of the word faith? I don't know any, do you? So the definition of the word faith, according to the Helios Biblios, which we call the Son Book, or the Bible, is pistis, pistuo, and pytho. Now, I've been teaching this for 25 years. And I've been getting results like Sister Addie just got, who just put $2,500 in her pocket after 3 days. I've been posting her testimonies all on my Facebook page right now. I shared it with the group. Now, you should ask yourself, well, Doc, that sounds good. Even Sister Veronica Smith shared her testimony. I've been doing this for years. I got hundreds of people who are getting great results because they understand credit, which is faith, which is acting as if. So credit is, I'm going to extend to you a line, an amount. That's faith. Faith is God saying, I need you to act like you got it even though you don't. That's credit. Now, the problem is the Bible, I didn't write this. The Bible says that without credit, it's impossible to please God because credit is faith. So credit is something that was a study done by Harvard, and they asked all the violent criminals the same thing I asked the violent criminals when I worked in a Supermax prison at the penitentiary of New Mexico. And every inmate who had killed 30 people or more, I asked this question. Over the course of my tenure working in the penitentiary of New Mexico, my question was, why? How did you select your victims? Over the 5+ years that I worked there, they all said the exact same thing. This will change your life. Somebody should write this down. Now remember, this is credit. Now you should be asking yourself, hold up, Doc, time out, brother. You mean to tell me credit, religion, and violent criminals, the science and the metaphysics behind credit, which is what we start tomorrow, costs us $249, because what I'm going to teach you tomorrow, you've never heard before. And for $200, and I got to triple your money back guarantee. I would triple your money back if what you hear tomorrow doesn't, in the next 7 days, doesn't change your life. When I worked in a Supermax prison, I wanted to know, because I did not want to be a victim. So I asked the most violent. Just like Sister Addie. See, what Sister Addie just did to manifest $2,500 is what I've been telling you guys to do every day. And that is, you got to have a made-up mind. Now, a made-up mind means you follow your gut. Sister Addie said that she didn't even know why she did it. She had a feeling. Now, she didn't get this from T.D. Jakes or Creflo Dollar or no preacher. It came straight from the throne. See, I got a personal, private, productive relationship with God. See, God is about results. I don't know what God you got, but I think you may got the wrong one. Why? Because your fig tree ain't got no figs on it. Not you personally, but you know. So what are you saying, Doc? Well, I'm saying Jesus walked past the fig tree. It did not have no fruit on it. So what did Jesus do? Now, y'all may worship Jesus, but I follow. That's different. See, I'm not like, well, that's no place for another time. So Jesus said the things that I have done, you shall do. That's faith. And faith is credit. And credit means I'm going to give you money even though you don't got it. That's faith. That's credit. So credit is faith. So is there anybody on this call who woke up this morning and you carrying yourself and you feel like you're a millionaire even though you're broke? Is there anybody that I can relate to? I need just one. I'm just looking for one out of Keelan who's walking around like you running the world and you broke as a joke. Well, I do it every day. And guess what happens? It manifests every day. I'm sitting in a $1 million house. I drive a $100,000 car. I'm living my dream. Why? Because I live in my brain. I don't live in reality. That's credit though. Credit means, now remember, I don't know I don't know what kind of bank you got set up, but the bank said, Mr. Rogers, we're going to extend to you a card. That card has X amount of dollars on it. I have those dollars that's on my card? No, I do not. So the question is, where are those dollars coming from? Well, as Sister Addie, Sister Addie, I love your accent. Did y'all listen to Sister Addie? Did y'all hear her accent? I can't even say how she said her name, Adelina. Come on, Sister Addie. Come on now. Sister Addie's Puerto Rican heritage is powerful. Sister Addie, that was powerful, my sister. That was powerful. Brothers and sisters, you got the same power that Sister Addie got. We all got it. We all have access to be able to carry ourselves as if. That's faith. Now, the problem is what I just said. I don't know if you heard what I just said. Because if you heard what I just said, you would be in a very jovial state of mind, even though you're broke, or even though you're sick, or even though you may be a functional lyric, or even though you may be in a bad relationship. Because now all you got to do is act like you're not. That's what Sister Addie did. Sister Addie wrote herself a check. And she said she carried, but what happened? Did y'all listen to it? Sister Addie said right after she wrote the check, the brain said, sit down, boo-boo. You ain't getting no $2,500. Matter of fact, when is rent due? See, that monkey got your key to your money because that's why it's called monkey mind. So all I do is maintain my monkey mind. So what do? So today, I'm going to bring in a minimum of what? I've already hit my goal already. So what I do is I add, this is $249 for this class, right? So $1K a day is how I play. That's my personal check. Everybody can write their own check. So if you take 249 and you multiply that times 10, that's 24.9. That's $2,490. Okay, for some people that's peanuts. But for other people, hey, that's decent change. So if my goal is to make 24.9, and for me right now today, my goal is $3,000. So in order for me to make $3,000, I need 12 people. So if I take $249 times 12, that's $29.88. That's close enough to my goal. So 12 times 249. Now, the mistake that most people make is they focus on 12 times 249. You know what most people don't do? They don't do what violent criminals do. So violent criminals said they never attack organized quality. Somebody, I'm going to beg you today. Let me get on my knees, man. I'm going to get on my knees. I'm on my knees right now. And I don't pray. If I did, though, I'm going to pray. I don't pray because I'm a predator. But if I was praying, I would get on my knees. I would close my eyes and bow my head so an eagle or a predator could come by and snatch my ass up. But since I'm a high vibration to keep it on, I'm just doing it for y'all people out there that do pray. See, I'm not from that school of thought. I used to be when I was young, dumb, and stupid. But I ain't yet. Now, I'm not calling nobody else. I said, that was me, bro. That was me. So don't hang up. I'm not going to disrespect you. I like y'all. No F-bombs today. So if I was back in, I was 21 and married and had 2 hearings and broke into joke, I used to get on my knees and do this. Big G, please help me. I wish, I hope, I ponder, I wonder, I don't know how I'm going to make, what did I say, 12? Yeah, 12 sales, 249 pounds, 12, that comes out to about $3,000. So I don't know how I'm going to do it, Big G. So I'm going to get on my knees and I'm going to believe God that Jesus is going to drop my money I just got. Well, Sister Addie didn't do that. So I don't look at me, y'all do it. So what does Sister Addie do? Well, Sister Addie acted in faith. She wrote a check from the bank, the Universal Bank of God. Come on, preacher. So that's what Sister Addie did, so that's what I do. Why? Violent criminals, they do not attack organized quality. See, no criminal in my 5 years of working in corrections, and my 2 years in law enforcement, and my 20 plus years in the Marines, and in code compliance, and every job I've had was in some type of enforcement. Look at the word E-N means I-N, forcement. That means I go in and I force a mental disposition. Ooh, just that alone is worth $249. Just that alone. What did I just say? I said you gotta go in. And you gotta force your mentals. That's what Sister Addie did. Sister Addie said that her brain told her, that shit ain't gonna work. Her brain told her that. But Sister Addie said, brain, I got stuff that I gotta do. I ain't waiting for my unemployment check. I need to do it now, brain. So guess what? We're gonna make this happen. We don't really know how it's gonna happen, but we know it's going to happen. So Sister Addie forced her mentals to get in line. So criminals say that anybody can do that, we're not going to mess with them. Because a criminal only attacks. Now this is crazy. According to Harvard, criminals look for stride length. I told my sons, I told my daughters, my bonus son, Alec, I tell him this every day. Alec, you need to put your shoes in a line in your closet. Your clothes should be folded in your drawer. Your bed, I can go up to their rooms right now and none of that's done. I've been telling them that since they was babies. I told my children that. Did they do it? But they're doing it now. My son is in the Navy right now. Guess what they're doing in the Navy? They're doing exactly what I told them to do when he was a kid. Why did I tell them? That's how I learned it. Criminals do not attack organizations. Criminals will not attack mental organizations. Criminals only attack slew-footedness. Criminals only attack people who have a short stride. Why? That's an indication of a lack of you don't know where you're going. When you walk, how do you walk? What's your stride length? Do you overstride or understride? That determines whether or not you're a victim. Number two, after stride length is posture. I watched the game last night. I told Alec, get you some smaller pants, dog. Well, how come, Mr. Wheel? I said, because you look sloppy. Your uniform looks like you. Okay, let me tone it down a little bit. I said, you cannot play football because it's just like life. And your uniform looks whack. Some of y'all walk around with wrinkled shirts. You got matter in your eyes. You didn't brush your teeth. You go to come on, man. There are black women, ladies, why y'all do this? Why do you go to the mall with that freaking cap on your head, man? Why y'all do videos with a cap on your head? Another thing for another time. That's a criminal. That's why I know I can talk to you. Because you don't respect yourself. Why would I respect you? We're still talking about credit. Credit doesn't respect Negroes that don't respect themselves. That's why you broke. I mean, not you personally, but because you know. Why? Well, the higher the elevation, the darker the disposition. Ooh, we say that again, Doc. Somebody in the back can hear you. The higher the elevation, the darker the disposition. I am a very dark Negro. You don't want to mess with me at night. If you run up on me, bro, you better be packing. So if I run up on you, you should be packing. That's another study for another time. Because whenever the grid, the pendulum swings to the left, it swings to the right. That's credit. So inmates saying, hey, we look at how you walk. Number two, we look at your posture. Are you walking down? Number three, your arm swing. Now, I know what you're thinking. I should think the same thing. This is whack. I'm going to disconnect. See, the devil is in the details. That's why you broke. Not you personally. No, other people are broke because they don't pay attention to the details. Me? Come on, dog. I'm a 6 and I'm a 33 6. I live in the details. So your arm swings determine whether or not you're a punk or not. Number three is your head on a swivel. I used to tell my son when he played football. I tell my bonus son the same thing. Alec, when the play is going to the other side of the field, your head should be moving because somebody's tracking you. You don't know it, you can't see them. They're coming up. Now, they've outlawed the blind side blocking football. Why? Too many Negroes are getting paralyzed. Why? I remember talking to my brother's son, Derek. I watched him play football once in middle school. I said, Derek, quit. Thankfully, he listened. He quit football and he started playing basketball. Why? He could not put his head on a swivel. What does that mean? When you walking around, ladies, you coming out of Walmart, you walking to your car, are you looking around or are you looking down? Can you look, that was 4. Number 5, can you look people in the eye when you walk? A sign of sheepishness, the sign that lets me know I can punk you is if I look at you and you don't look back at me. Then I know you're a punk. Not you personally, but you know. Again, Doc, what does this have to do with credit? Well, credit doesn't like punks. For some reason or another, I don't know why, money doesn't like punks. Now, I didn't write the script. I didn't make the rules of the game. I just mastered the rules. When I played football, I did not write the rules of football. I was a little dude, and I never left the field. Every level of football I played, I was on the punt team, the kickoff return team, offense, defense. I never left the field. Me and my brother Glenn, we played football until we was 40. We was out there with young dudes who was 19. We was smoking them niggas like Cuban cigars. Why? These 5 keys. When I played football, I was violent. Why? I was angry. Why? I had the Napoleon complex. Why? I had a short man disease. Why? Because I'm only like 5'6". So that means everybody's taller than me. So if you know you're going into something with a disadvantage, you gotta have an advantage. My advantage was I was violent. I still am. So when I get into a confrontation with somebody, I'm trying to hurt them bad, real bad. I want to take their will to fight. So I went to Marines. The Marine Corps said, 1 shot, 1 kill. I was like, ooh, I'm in the right organization. The Marine Corps had a motto. Their motto is, they're devil dogs. I was like, ooh, sign me up. They were violent. So the Marines is a violent organization. Sister Addie has $2,500 in her pocket right now because she's violent. Now, you may not call it violent, but that's faith. See, the Bible says that too. What does the Bible say? The Bible says that the violent take it by force. Ooh, y'all don't want me to start preaching. Because I'm going to start yelling and screaming. So, you're not violent. That's why you broke. Not you personally, the mother Negroes. So, the violent or violence take it by force. What? What does that mean? It's found in Matthew chapter 11, verse 23, 11, 12. Matthew 11, 12. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. Ooh, Hebrews 4:12, my favorite scripture. The word of God is alive and powerful. It is sharper than any two-edged sword. I'm paraphrasing. You might want to look it up. It has the ability to do something. See, I am the word of God. So are you. We're still talking about credit. Credit is the ability to act as if. That increases your credit score. Now, in the world, they use a number. In the spirit realm, they use a consciousness. In football, they use head on a swivel. In the prison, they use respect. You will get shanked over a toothpick in prison. In prison, if you walk through the yard and you are black and you walk through the Aryan Brotherhood section of the yard, you are a dead man. And vice versa. Why? That's disrespectful. But what if you don't know? What if your first day in prison? Do they care if you don't know? It's like the universe. The universe doesn't give a blank if you don't know about gravity. If you climb your behind on top of a roof and jump off and you don't know about gravity, the universe doesn't say, hey, we're going to give him a pass because, I don't know where he's from. Maybe he's from Mars. He don't know about gravity. Nope, the universe doesn't do that. So, unfortunately, I talk to people every day and they violate the laws of the universe. Why? Stuff comes out of their mouth that I don't understand. Stuff like I'm broke, I'm tired, this shit's not going to work, I don't know what to do. People think because you get emotional and you say stuff that you don't really mean, you get a pass. I don't think so. That's not the universe. God doesn't give up. God is a God of principles. Just because you have a bad day and you say stupid stuff, that doesn't erase what you just ordered. So when it shows up, don't look stupid. You ordered it. So when you order it and it shows up, don't act like you don't remember, bro. Oh yeah, you remember, sis. So you got to remove negative credit with good credit. So good credit is I'm rich. Bad credit is I'm broke. Notice credit has nothing to do with reality. Most people I talk to, they live in reality. They tell me what's happening. Does your brain care about reality? According to Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Brown, and every historically black college that got half of a physics department, they say that the brain only operates on rapido. Notice the brain don't give a beat about reality. So why do you? You talking to me about your bank account. I don't give up about your bank account. The brain don't give up about your bank account. Nobody cares about your bank account but you. Why are you talking to me about the money in your bank account? I don't give about the money in your bank account. I'm only concerned about the vibration in your head. That's it. Sister Addie said she had to maintain her brain. She didn't say nothing about donating blood like I used to, blood plasma like I used to, picking up aluminum cans like I used to. All the stuff that I did when I was homeless, and then I got tired and I stopped and I started doing what Sister Addie did. I just decided I don't want to be broke no more. I just made a decision. And as soon as I made that decision that I don't want to be broke no more, guess what happened? The universe started sending me thoughts. Like it said, Sister Addie, I just had a feeling, go here. I said, why am I going here? I just followed it. I just had a feeling. When I was homeless, they said, you're a veteran. I was like, yeah, duh. I already know I'm a veteran. My brain was talking to me. That's like Sister Addie's brain was talking to her. And my brain says, you are a veteran. You cannot be homeless as a veteran in Texas. And I was like, really? So I Googled it. I went to the library because I was homeless. Thankfully, I still had access to my vehicle. I just had to keep moving around so it didn't get repoed. Because I was like 3 months behind on my payment. So I went to the library and I Googled it. And it said that was a program for homeless veterans. I was like, wow, for real? So I drove over there. And they said, we need proof that you're homeless. I said, how much proof y'all need? I gave them fools so much proof, they was like, we want to hire you. I'm like, for real? Like, yeah, because you a veteran, but you man, you fucked up. I'm like, yeah, I know. Thank you for the reminder. But there's other veterans that only people who are messed up in the head like you can reach. I'm like, really? They said, yeah, they're relate to you, dog. Because what you just told us, that you've been on, like, I was like, how many times you moved again? Like, how many jobs you had? And you just walked off? You just quit? Yeah. Well, you ever taken any psychological tests? Like, yeah, I did a few. It's like, you need to go see our therapist. I'm like, for real? We'll pay you. I'm like, oh, for real? Sign me up for that program. So I went, and they said, oh, yeah, you certifiable. You certifiable. You like stupid. You're not like stupid. You stupid. That's a whole other category, stupid. They said, you so stupid, you can't have a job. I said, no, that kind of makes sense. That's why I had 68 of them. And they said, you so stupid, you can't function in society. You're a detriment to yourself. And you might be a detriment to other people. So we don't know if you should even carry a gun. Now, why am I saying that? Because that's the part where you got to make a choice, because you may go to the doctor too. And the doctor's going to tell you some stuff, and then you got to make a decision. Do you believe the doctor, or do you write your own script? So I went to the doctor. I went to the University of Health Science Center. I went to the psych department. I remember because there was a lady there. She was from Brazil. This lady's eyes was a green. I've never seen eyes like that. So I just went because, I was trying to get the digits. You feel me? I mean, hey, don't hate on me, man. I'll tell you why. I'm just telling you the story. So I went because I was trying to get that lady's digits. I didn't know that rich women don't talk to poor dudes. I didn't know that at the time. I thought I had a snowball's chance of hell. I didn't realize that, like, rich women, attractive women, they date dudes that got status and options. I didn't have status or options, so I didn't know. I didn't have a chance in hell of getting those digits. So, Sister Veronica, that's back when I was young, dumb, and stupid. Sister Veronica, I didn't know. So I went to the Veronica, and I ran through all of these tests, and all of the tests came back, yeah, you certifiable, bro. So they said that, you know what, you qualify for Social Security benefits. I'm like, for real? They're like, yes, sir. You get a check for the rest of your life. I'm like, how much? $600. I said, hold up, time out. So if I say I've got all of these psychological problems, I get a check for $600. Is that like a day? They said, no, sir. I said, oh, a week? Oh, no, sir. A month? They said, yeah. I said, what am I going to do with $600 a month, dog? Are you serious? They said, yeah, but it's, $600. And I thought about it, and I said, well, what do I got to do? They said, well, you just got to, you're going to get labeled as, bipolar. And you have DID. I'm like, DID? What the hell is that? Well, it's a dissociative identity disorder. So you got to disassociate yourself from your own identity. Well, why would I do that? Well, you have what we call arrested development disorder. That means that something traumatic happened in your life. Now, this is how I lost credit. And this is why I'm explaining the story. Because some of you guys, this is why you can't get credit. Because you think credit, you will never get an 850 credit score. Because you disassociated yourself from your own identity. So you can't do what Sister Addie did. So Sister Addie says, I'm a goddess. And I can go to God and the university or the universal bank of God and make a withdrawal off of my money because I'm a child of the King. Well, if you disassociate yourself from God and you associate yourself with another identity called poverty, called sickness, called, ignorance, and called bad relationships. So the moment you identify with something other than God, you drop down in frequency to that level. God is the highest frequency. We call God love. But love is of self, not anyone else. So you have bad credit. The worse your credit is, the further away that you are from self-love. Because self-love is the best love. Because remember, your external reality is the result of the organization. Remember what did the inmates tell me in prison? They said, Mr. Rogers, we do not attack organized quality because it's too difficult. It's easy to attack a disorganized mind than it is to attack an organized mind. So I asked the inmates, okay, give me an example. They say, hey, you see your partner over there? My best friend, he's in prison right now. We work together. They said he will be in prison. They told me this a year before he got busted for sleeping with an inmate's wife and sneaking in drugs into the prison. And I said, there's no way. That's my boy. Like, we went to the academy together. And they said, look at this shirt. I looked at his shirt. It was wrinkled. That's number one side. He said, look at his waistline. I said, well, what's wrong with his waistline? Well, his gut. He had a big gut. I was like, well, what's wrong with that? That means that he has no self-esteem. Because any man that doesn't take care of his own physique is an indication that he does not love himself. Then he said, look at his shoes. I looked at the shoes, and his shoes was dirty. Then he said, stand up. He said, look at your shirt. I said, I took my shirt to the cleaners out. And he says, look at your body. Then he says, look at your shoes. He said, why your shoes shine? The only knock the inmates had that they read on me was, you married to a white woman. I told nobody that. I said, how do you guys know I'm married to a white woman? They said, because you're sympathetic to the white inmates. If anybody want a class in psychology, don't go to college. Go to prison. Go to prison if you want to know how the universe works. Everybody should be mandatory to go to prison. Now, I recommend you go on the other side of the bars like I did. Either side, though, you're going to learn the science and the metaphysics of credit. It's prison. Because prison is code for prison. But see, nobody told me. That's why I'm telling you. So the violence, according to Matthew chapter 11 verse 12, take. Y'all niggas are praying. Y'all are hoping. Y'all are wishing. Y'all are pondering. Y'all ain't taking. I wake up every morning. I get up. I take shit. I don't ask no mother. If I want, I'm going to go fucking take. Now, if you're a Christian, this is the time to hang up. Because it's about to get caught in this mother. You too fucking nice. Not you, but but the other people, You still walking around with this damn third grade mentality, hoping some shit gonna stop and drop out of the sky. If you're a Christian, hang up. When you go to prison, you think they give a fuck about your religion? Your ass gonna get raped. I heard Negroes crying. You ever heard a grown man cry because he got jumped by 30 men? It is not a great sound. So I recommend you don't take your ass to prison. So how do you stop from going to prison? Well, you need to understand how a prison works. PRISM. That's correct. For the next 7 days, the stuff I'm going to tell you you've never heard before. And you will never hear again. Because it's not taught unless you go join a secret society and get raped. That's why they rape you. Sodomy is the fastest way to reverse the toxic bone in your tailbone. Why? It reverses the spin of your chakras. And it creates what is a parallelogram, a transparent body that is bound into non-parallel planes. Now, without going deep into the physics, because if you're just like me, you don't really care about the physics. You just want to pay your light bill on time. So the problem is there's a parallelogram. Now, we have already revealed, explained, illuminated, and simplified grammar and grammar truth. So we're not going to bore you with over understanding why the parallel grammar, one day your grammar is, I feel magnanimous. The next day your grammar is, fuck this shit, it doesn't work, doctor. Fuck you too. Because you live in a parallelogram. What's the problem? Let me state the problem again so you can understand the importance of today's message. Because right now you've been going to Ebenezer Baptist. Making money is a social activity. The word social means spiritual. The word activity means action. Making money, you can't make it, you can only align with it. Money is not paper, it's a disposition. You got to align with a disposition that is spiritual so you can take action. Let me say it again, because you're going to go and you're going to hang up and you're going to go and you're going to align with a disposition that is not spiritual and that you can't take action. So that means that your brain is not organized in a manner that produces quality. So you become a victim of demons. Demons only attack unorganized minds. A demon will never challenge me because he'll get his ass smoked. Because he understands I'm in a higher elevation. So I can fight off the darkest dispositions. That's why I connect with very, very dark people. Why? They're not a threat. Everybody else is afraid of them. I ain't afraid. I live with demons and devils every day. Every day I wake up looking for the darkest of the dark. I love evil because it doesn't exist. Evil is a brain that doesn't operate by default because they've never been exposed to organized quality, just like me. I was evil not because I wanted to be. I was evil because I was trained to be. I was raised in the church just like you. I grew up in poverty just like you. I grew up in a home where I did not see a male and a female loving each other just like you. I grew up in an environment where there was no vocal elevation. So my vocal image was dark. My visual image, I did not grow up in an environment where it was visually stimulating. I didn't see Bugattis. I did not see Lamborghinis. I didn't see 10-bedroom homes. I did not grow up in an environment that was visually or vocally stimulating. Did you? So unfortunately, you, like me, and like pretty much everybody I know, we grew up in an unorganized environment that lacked quality. Now, what do? Well, we stay in an unorganized environment and there is no quality because that's comfortable. So the brain is automatically drawn to comfort and survival. That's why you have emotional swings. Because you really, like anybody, everybody wants to be wealthy, to be healthy, to be wise, and to get their toes curled. That's called good credit. But we have a program that is running behind the scenes. That's called bad credit. The program that's running behind the scenes is when you walk with really short steps because you're uncertain of where you're going. Your posture, walk with your shoulders slumped over, have bad posture. Your arms, make sure that they don't swing naturally. Don't really care about your hair, your makeup, your clothes. Just throw something on. You just run into Walmart, right? Leave that freaking, Muslim cap on. When you park, instead of get out and looking around and surveying your environment, just make a beeline right to the front door. Put your head down because you don't talk to nobody. You don't want nobody to talk to you, so you ain't making eye contact with nobody. And if you do, you're going to mean mug them. Don't look at people in the eye and smile. Or look at them and like I do, and like Yahushua did. So the demon say, hey, why have you come to torment us before our time? So don't walk don't walk heel to toe in a natural, comfortable stride. Ladies, don't walk in a sensual, sexual, seductive manner because you're going to draw unwanted attention to yourself. Right? And if you got big titties, make sure that you strap them suckers down and wear 3 layers of clothing. If you look attractive, make sure that you do whatever you can to not look attractive because you're tired of getting hit on every day. Because you don't know what to do with the attention. That's how you know you're on your way to prison. I mean, not you personally, but people you know. Because if you had half a brain, you would all that attention, you would monetize that. Oh, it costs money to look at me, boo. Oh, you want to talk to me? Okay, what value are you going to add to my life? Hey, man, y'all lucky I'm not a woman. Shit, I'll probably be president already. If you're a woman and you look halfway decent, like I tell my daughter, Sade, you should be running motherfucking Dallas. What you talking about? Shit, you look like your daddy. You blessed. Okay, maybe that was a stretch. But, what am I saying? Well, shit, my daughter's beautiful. And she's intelligent. And she's a hard worker. Now, my daughter is a high vibrational female. Every alpha male wants a woman like my daughter. Now, a beta male doesn't want, because Sade's a threat to a beta male. Why? She gonna outshine that nigga. So no beta male wants to be with somebody like Sister Addie or Sister Mika or Dr. Spain or shit. They damn sure don't want to hang out with Dr. Martinette. Hell no. They don't want to hang out with Sade. They don't want to hang out with Reverend Shaw. They definitely don't want to hang out with Dr. Arlene Spain. They don't want to keep with Sister Diane Coleman. They surely don't want to hang out with Sister Sandra. Negroes will run from Sister Veronica and Sister Shirley of the West. Why? Y'all are all portals of divine expression. Only a womb can bring in God in a dirt suit to this plan. Women are the only one can do that. Men can't do that. That's why women run the world, but they just don't know. So Sister Addie just tapped into something that it probably scared you a little bit, right, Sister Addie? Because Sister Addie just saw a glimpse of what she just said. Trusting herself. What the fuck would happen if Sade trusts herself? Like, fuck everybody. Just me, myself, and I. Sade would run Dallas. She'd be mayor in a month. But Sade don't trust herself. So Sade has a feeling. She has a gut. And she probably go talk to somebody. She might call her husband. She calls her daddy. You know, she calls her, she debates it. She don't like do what her daddy did. So what does Sade got to do today? Well, Sade got to increase her credit score. How does my daughter already got a high credit score. She got 3 locations. She's balling in Dallas. Drive around in freaking Lincoln. Got 4 cars. You know, she popped out. She's pregnant right now. The greatest power that a woman has is to give birth. My daughter got this thing already done it. So, but something in her brain that tells her she's not shit. How the fuck that thought get in there? She's already popped out 3. I give her to get another granddaughter. Be number 4. But she still have thoughts that say, well, you're not shit. Sade, you should never have that thought. That is not possible. That thought is not allowed in my head. I don't have that thought. If you're a woman, Sister Mika has 8 sons. Now, I don't know how long. 8. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. When I met Sister Mika, I didn't believe it. I said, I need a picture. I did not believe you got 8 children. And she's raising them by herself. Doing a damn good job. How the fuck that happened? But then her brain tells her, you're all right, but you're not that. Really? Have you seen Sister Mika's picture? I've seen it. Have you seen Sister Addie's picture? Sister Addie looked like a fucking goddess. But Sister Addie got thoughts in her head that says, well, it's okay, I'm gonna get along. What's up? All of y'all are banks. All of y'all are goddesses and gods. But your brain is telling you otherwise. So you got a choice. Either you increase your credit score or you decrease your credit score. Now, you could establish a whole new credit profile, which I would teach you guys how to do. Not only physically, but also mentally. I'm also going to teach you guys how to increase your current income by 3, like I did. So, when the banks checked my income, it was 3 times higher than it really is. That's how I qualified for $1 million house. When I first started, I went on my first bank. We was looking at this and Mr. Rogers, $850K, dog. Do you? I said, what? Then it was like 1.2 mil. I said, what? I can buy a house for 102 mil. Yes, sir. How is that possible? Well, I'm going to teach you guys how to do it tomorrow. But you already got it today. So the science and metaphysics behind credit is the fact that everybody that's listening to me right now, all you got to do is have what the inmates said you got to have to keep your credit score high. It's called organized quality. I call it a ruling disposition. Now, Sister Addie somehow established that ruling disposition. But my question to Sister Addie is, Sister Addie, is that duplicatable? I was telling Sister Amika this morning, the only difference between me and Sister Amika is I have a system. Then when I wake up to, I have no doubt. I have a system. I have a frame. That's correct. So, Sister Amika and everybody on this call, same thing I told my daughter Sunday. The universe only responds to frames. Those are called principles. I found the secret that changed my life, that I will always have mad money. Way more money than bills. And I'm going to teach you that starting tomorrow. But for some reason or other, there are people listening right now. Now, everybody on this call knows I'm the only person that I know on the internet at my level that doesn't have a autoresponder, and I don't have yet. I got it, but I haven't implemented. That's at the website Master Teacher 30 University. I don't have a sales funnel that once you get in it, everything's automatic. I'm the only guy at my level that I'm aware of, and I talk to all of my gurus who say, Nico, you stupid. People should go into your system, put in a credit card number, and that payment is automatically taken out of their account every 2 weeks or every month based upon the course that you're selling. Everybody on this call, you guys can make a payment plan anytime you want. You can take any class of mine and you can set pretty much your own terms. You just email me and say, hey, Doc, I can pay half now and I can pay half in 2 weeks. Have I ever told anybody no? And have I ever asked you for the second payment? Have you ever gotten an email and said, hey, you took a class last month and you didn't pay the entire amount. I'm still waiting for that second payment. Maybe after 2 or 3 months and I haven't got my money, I'll ask. Why? I don't need the money. I live off credit. In other words, I pay all my bills with credit, with debt. The income is just party money that I use to go on vacation with my family, Airbnb, or I invest in other people. So I want to teach you how to set up your life so that way you have 3 credit cards, let's say minimum. Each credit card have, let's say, 5 to 10 grand. You take credit card A to pay off credit card B. Then you take credit card C to pay off credit card B. Now credit card A, that amount is available again. You pay that. We're not even talking about the loans like I'll be going through to tell you guys the 3 places that I use, plus PayPal, which I told everybody to do. What if you got a spouse that has a regular 9 to 5 like I do? Now, I don't do this because my spouse doesn't really understand this. But if I had a spouse that did understand it, I would set up a PayPal account. When the spouse gets paid, that spouse would take their entire check, go to your website, and purchase your product 10 times or whatever it is. Why? To show PayPal that you got income coming in. Now, I generate enough purchases to do that. But I want to teach you in case you don't generate, because at this point in time, a lot of people have problems with income. So how do you triple your income? Well, you run your check through your business along with the people who purchase your product. So the next thing is you got to have multiple streams of income. I got 300 plus streams of income. So that's 300 different ways to generate capital. One of them is going to work. I'm fishing with 300 different poles. 300. I'm going to teach you how to do at least 21. I recommend that you do 300. Why? Something is going to bite. So credit is this ability to have a system in place that gives you a feeling. So when I wake up in the morning, I don't have the feeling that I had for the first 40 years of my life. I'm in $1 million house. I drive a $100,000 car. There's 4 cars in the driveway right now. I don't even know how much money is going on. I don't even care. I just focus on how much money is coming in. That's how I win. Because the more you spend, the more you win. But the question is, how do you feel when you're spending money? Most people feel nervous. Why? Because they're aware of what's going out. Are you aware of what's coming in? So every morning I wake up, I check my PayPal account. I mean, not my PayPal account, my email. Because the email tells me how much money came in my PayPal account overnight. Why do I do that? Because it makes me feel. How do I feel? Remember that book, The Greatest Salesman? Joe Girard. The reason that he was the #1 salesman for, 25, 30 years in New York, he kept $1,000 bill in his pocket. Why? I need to make sure you understand. I'm pausing for theatrical effect. This is my secret. Joe Girard put $1,000 in his pocket, and he never spent it. He just walked around with $1,000 in his wallet. That back then, because remember, this was like back in the 40s and 50s. $1,000 was like probably like 10 grand today. So how does that make him feel? Remember the whole Secret to Life. Norvell Goddard, Reverend Ike, all taught science of mind that was developed by, man, I forgot what boy's name. You guys can Google science of mind. So the science of the mind is this. How does it feel to be in possession of your desire fulfilled? What is your dream job? How does it feel if you got it? What is your dream car? How does it feel if you had it? What is your dream mate? How does it feel if you were married? What is your dream blank? And how does it feel? Whatever that feeling is, you need to feel that now. That's credit. Credit is feeling like you got money when you don't. Credit is feeling like you're healthy when the doctor says you will be dead in 2 weeks, and you go home, get you a Popeye chicken sandwich, and watch Love and Hip Hop. And you are arrogant, and you are cocky, and you wish a Negro would. If you ain't got that, do not take my course tomorrow, because it's not going to do you any good. Thankfully, the course helps you understand how you develop that feeling. Sister Addie got that feeling right now. My question to Sister Addie is, Sister Addie, how do you maintain that feeling? You know how I do it? Every day, if I was Sister Addie, I would put a picture. If there was a favorite song, remember we went through this, we went through the gamma brainwave manifestation. I do this every day, especially when more money is going out than coming in. When more money is going out than coming in, I forget about the goal and I attach myself to the role. And I immerse my brain in my desires fulfilled. My desire is fulfilled because I got a system. What is my system? My system is do shows. My system is post those shows, do audio books, do one-on-ones. I have income generating activity. I wrote a book called The Eagles Club Workflow Activity, where I break down my system. So like I was telling Sister Amika this morning, when you woke up this morning, what is your system? Is it implementable and is it duplicatable? My question to Sister Addie is, Sister Addie, how did you manifest $2,500? Can you implement that system and can you duplicate that system? Implement means teach. Do you know how step by step it works? So most people don't really know how the spirit realm works. So the spirit realm works according to Norvell Goddard's book, Feeling is the Secret, according to Reverend Ike, according to Science of Mind, according to Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Brown. The brain, this is the science of selling, the science of mind. Ernest Holmes, that's the old boy's name. Ernest Holmes, Wallace Wattles, and Napoleon Hill. Those are the three giants of science of mind. It's a church, if you will. And there are basic principles of science of mind. This is called mind mapping. So when I wake up, I forget the world exists. I think about nothing except science of mind, which is my desire fulfilled. Everybody's desire is different. Desires can be attacked by demons. Design cannot. Let me tell you my number one philosophy. This is how I increase my credit score. What Sister Addie unknowingly did was put her faith and belief in a system that can't be attacked by demons. Sister Amika has to establish, my daughter Sade has to establish, everybody on this call has to put your belief in your design. Fuck your desires. Keep your desires. I got desires too. I desire to be 6'5". I've been desiring to be 6'5" since I was 5 years old. I'm way past 5 now. So if I was waiting for my desire to be 6'5" to manifest, Sister Veronica Smith, I'd be in trouble. So what did I do, Sister Veronica? Well, I said what Jesus said. Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane. He knew his purpose, according to the Bible, was to come into this world and die for humanity. Now, I don't know about you. If that was my purpose, I would be a little like, shit, let them niggas spin for themselves, God. I ain't dying for these fools. I mean, that's just me. So Jesus, like all of us, had a thought that says, fuck this, I'm out. But, Jesus being a real pimp said, Father, take this cup from me. That means I don't want to do this. Anybody had that thought? So Sister Addie went through what Jesus went through at the Garden of Gethsemane. And Sister Addie knowingly or unknowingly did exactly what Jesus did. So she had a thought. The brain says, Sister Addie, you better go get you another job. At $2,500, it ain't coming today. But Sister Addie said, Father, I believe. Help my unbelief. That's really what she said. That's in the Bible too. So Jesus did the same thing. Jesus said, God, Big G, take this cup from me. But the next word, nevertheless. Somebody should write that down. That's a book right there. Nevertheless. So this is where Sister Mika is at. Everybody's at the same place. That's the point of the class tomorrow. Is to establish something that is duplicatable. So that means every month, when rent is due, you ain't got to worry, you ain't got to wonder, you ain't got to ponder, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? You can do the same shit you did last month. So Sister Addie can do the same thing every month. So that way she can do like me. I've been rolling 10 years without a traditional 9 to 5. And I will be rolling for another, depending on how long I decide to stick around, maybe another 60 years. Maybe, 65, I don't know. I'll let y'all know when I make a decision how long I plan on sticking around. Well, I did the same way Jesus did. Jesus said, not my will, W-H-E-E-L. So Sister Addie took out her will. I gave everybody a W-H-E-E-L. It's the Life Optimization Circle. That's how, what's the 3 words that we said? Credit is options, opportunities, and optimization. That's how you increase your credit score. So right now, my daughter Sade got to do the same thing. Sade got to wake up and she got to say, well, you know what? I have a life, let's reverse engineer it. I got a life optimization report from my daddy. I know Sade got it because I did it. I gave it to her. So I did all my children first before I did anybody else. Why? Because they're my children. So all my children have a kirka, or a circle, or what the Bible calls a W-H-E-E-L. Now we call it a W-I-L-L. Same thing. It's a will. So Jesus said, not my will, but yours. So that will that I gave y'all, that didn't come from you. You was born with that shit. So if I'm talking to Sister Amika, I'm looking at Sister Amika's will right now. And Sister Amika, like me, is a 336-123-101-202. Like me, Sister Amika's first half of her chart and my chart is exactly the same, the first half. So my numbers are 336, Amika's numbers is 336. My next set of numbers on my WHEEL that establishes my WILL. This is credit. Credit is the ability to have some shit before it shows up. So in my brain, this elevates so I can experience gain. So I cannot operate in toxic shame. Why? Because this is not based upon feelings. I tell my daughter this all the time. Sade, you got to get out of your feelings. Now, my daughter, in her defense, she's born in October. What is October? That's a month of feelings. So when Sade was a little shearing, I already knew how the devil was going to attack her. He's going to get in her feelings. So one day she's feeling great. The next day, maybe not so great. Why? Reality. So what do? I don't give a about reality. I give about mentality. Why? I'm September. Total awareness. My daughter is about emotional balance. Now, Sister Emeka, we're not born in the same month, obviously, because Sister Emeka is born in April. Well, April is what? Amplifier, energizer. So Sister Emeka is a energizer. How does she energize? She energized by details, because 33s, we like details. So that's her system. So what if Sister Emeka doesn't know Sister Emeka? That means that she's going to be broke. Why? She don't know how to fuck to generate no capital. So what if Sister Addie don't know Sister Addie? Well, Sister Addie going to be broke. So Sister Addie, Sister Emeka, everybody got the same job, which is what? Get out of your feelings, your desires, get into your desire. Anybody heard this taught anywhere? I've never heard nobody say it. Now, my mentor, Dr. Miles Monroe, taught this to me. He didn't know what my design was. He just said, God put something in you before you was born. The Bible says God knew you in your mother's womb. He predestined. That means he predetermined a course of action for you. So you can go against the universe or you could align with the universe. That's credit. Credit score increases when you align your mind with your design. So how does it decrease? When you become emotional. Because what happens when you get emotional? You get out of line. So money is a result of alignment with assignment. That's it. But you got distractions. Every day, the devil's job, which is you, is to make you physically feel disconnected from yourself. What was the most powerful thing that Sister Addie said in her testimony? It wasn't the money, the fact that she manifested $2,500. That's peanuts. Sister Addie can manifest, $250,000. You know, it takes the same amount of effort or energy to manifest 2,000 as it does 200,000. It is done unto you as you believe. So, Sister Addie, you can manifest 250,000. That means you be set for a couple of years. That's power. Credit is power. So, what Sister Addie said that changed the game, that everybody needs to over, under, and understand, is Sister Addie said that this gave her the power to believe in herself. Man, what would happen if you learn how to trust yourself? What would happen if my daughter Sade woke up every morning and before she got her morning brew, before she got the kids ready for school, before she kissed my son-in-law Java on the forehead, what if Sade got quiet and listened to her gut? Not her emotions, her gut. That's her first brain. That's God. God put himself inside of you as you, and he's manifesting. What if my daughter, every morning, before she did anything, tuned in with herself? You know what herself would tell her? Was in her will. Sade is a 5. Sade doesn't trust herself more than she trusts me or anyone else. All my children have the same problem. Because when I raised them, I was young, dumb, and stupid as fuck. So I didn't know. So that's why I'm here to redeem the time. Because guess what? My black ass ain't dead yet. So as long as I'm on the planet, the devil is a lie. All my children were balling out of control. Because I'm their daddy. It's like nobody else's responsibility but mine. So if my daughter is a 5, and she is, and she's born in the month of October, 5s are free spirits. You cannot put the wind in a box. All my daughter's problems come from whenever she put herself in a box. And she keeps putting herself in a box. A mental box is called worry. Thinking deep means sinking deep. So same thing I tell my daughter, same thing I tell everybody in this call. Stop overthinking it. Why do we overthink? Because we don't have a system. My daughter had a system. But COVID-19 came. We was balling out of control up in Dallas, right, Charlie? And then all them little rich white parents, they didn't want to bring John and Becky around other kids that might have COVID. So what happened to physical business of people going out? Restaurants have the same problem. Everybody that has and had a physical building or business, they all had the same or similar issues that my daughter had and has, which is people don't go out as much as they used to. So what I told my daughter was, Sade, you got to go take your business online. What that mean? Videos, dance videos. But everybody got dance videos. Yeah. But everybody don't have dance videos produced by Sade Rogers. Oh, I'm sorry, Sade Randolph. So my daughter, when I was there, told me a story about a guy who came in and asked her, he was going to put his little kid in a program, but he wanted Sade. But Sade told him, I'm pregnant. So I will not be teaching any classes until after I deliver. The guy left and said, hey, I'll be back when you teach the class. What if Sade got 2 options. Number one, Sade got to do what my middle daughter told her to do, and that is she got to duplicate Sade. Why? People buy Sade. They don't buy the other teachers. Now, Sade got some great coaches, but are they Sade Randolph? Do they have her personality, her experiences? My daughter has been through hell and back, and she's still here. Do they have that? No, they don't. Why? They 19. They just little snide-nosed kids right out of college. They don't have my daughter's life experiences, so a parent can pick that up and say, Sade's vibration is different from all of her coaches. Why? That's her vision, her dream. Now, she can put that in a video and in a book, but she can't put that in another kid unless that kid is a blank slate and says, yes, put your energy imprint on me. There ain't too many little kids out there, but that's called a cult. But hey, there's some kids that are blank slates. And some people who think or who can't think for themselves and say, hey, I want you to think for me. So Sade, she gotta make a decision. Sister Mika, she gotta make a decision. Everybody on this call, you gotta make a decision. Do you energy imprint other people and turn them into little versions of yourself? Because then people are gonna buy it. Or you do what I do. Because I can put myself in an audio like I'm doing right now and sell this mother like hotcakes like I will be doing. Most shows I do, I turn them into audio books. I post them on TikTok and sell the shit out of them. Why? It's me, homie. I can duplicate myself courtesy of the internet. So my daughter got 2 choices. Either she starts duplicating herself in books and videos, or she got to find 10 blank slates who are willing to have Sade Rogers Randolph imprinted on their soul. And their minds, wills, emotion, magic, and intellect will be Sade inside of another body. There are people who are willingly, hey, I want to sign up for that program. Now, what's the dark side of it? Well, once you energy imprint somebody, they kind of lose their soul. Now, they can get it back. It's harder the longer they operate in that, because then they become little versions of you. They will have all your flaws, and when people talk to them, it's just like talking to you. So Sade has to either decide, which we already talked about this weekend, right, Sade? So she already know this. But what does that mean? Sade has to learn to trust herself. Sister Addie got the same problem. Sister Addie has to make some little Sister Addies, because she got to duplicate herself. See, credit is the ability to establish new profiles by putting or energy imprinting other people. So that way you can and you are fishing with more poles. You can go fishing with one pole in the water, that's just you, and you're catching fish. How many fish can you catch if it's one? Or you can fish like me. I got 300 plus little versions of me running around that people can buy while I'm sleeping. So while I'm sleeping, I wake up every morning and I check my account, and I'm always amplified. We'll put it that way. I'm giddy. I am ecstatic because I got a system. So people who don't have systems have worry. People who do have systems don't, because all you got to do is what? Twerk the system. Because guess what? The economy changes. I was making money hand over fist off my YouTube channel because everybody was coming to me because of the Google and my new. And then what happened? They deleted my YouTube channel. All my money, zoop, it dried up. But I wasn't living off my income. I was living off credit. That's why I want to teach you how to do that. So if your income dries up, guess what? You good for a year, 2 years, 3 years. You just got plenty of time to kick back, relax, and figure it the fuck out. So guess what? If Sister Addie has 3 to 4 credit cards, and each one of them got 10 grand on it. And Sister Addie's, let's say Sister Addie's monthly expenses for all her bills is $3,000. So credit card number 1, she could use that for the first 3 months of her life. First, she can use that for 3 months. Max it out. Then she take credit card number 2. Pay off credit card number 1. Then take credit card number 3 to pay off credit card number 2. And she just keeps rotating like that. Or she can do like I do. What if Sister Addie sets up a PayPal account, which I teach her how to do that tomorrow. And Sister Addie already had her book, because I know because we wrote it together. Sister Addie's book is called Quiet Storm. So if I was Sister Addie, I'd be marketing the fuck out of this book. To do what? Generate capital. Then if I was Sister Addie, I would create a course off of this book and off of how to manifest $2,500 in 3 days. That's a book. That'll be my second book. And I would be bringing in little people, especially because Sister Addie speaks Espanol, and she has a beautiful accent. So guess who's going to be attracted to Sister Addie? People who speak Espanol and people who like her accent. And Sister Addie has an unfair advantage. What is Sister Addie's unfair advantage? Sister Addie got choo-choos and a badonkey-donk. So guess what, Sister Addie? I know at least 100 dudes right now. They will buy your book just because you got chi-chis and a badonkey-donk. And you got a beautiful smile. And guess what, Sister Addie? You got, like I told Sister Addie 1,000 times already, right, Sister Addie? Sister Addie dyes her hair with no chemicals. I don't know no black woman who dyes their hair without chemicals. I got a daughter, my bonus daughter right now, Sister Addie. You can tell her how to keep your hair black. Even my wife, you can tell her because she's getting gray. A few little patches. She doesn't like it. So, Sister Addie, how do you dye your hair black with no chemicals? I don't know. But if you put that shit in the video on a book, I know my wife would buy it. And I know a few other people that would buy it. So, Sister Addie don't got a money problem. She has a want-to problem. And what's the 3 words? Options, opportunities, optimization. That's credit. So, Sister Addie, you are in a beautiful spot to set up your life so that way you never have to work again. Because all you got to do is take the class tomorrow and implement what I just said. Turn that $2,500 that you just got into, I don't even know, what is the math on 2,000? Oh, damn, I've been talking for a while. Let me show you. $2,500 times 3 is $750. So your monthly income, Sister Addie, is $7,500 right now. So, Sister Addie, can you live off $7,500 a month? Yeah, it'll be hard, right, Sister Addie? But I think you can squeak by. What you think, Sister Addie? I think Sister Addie can barely squeak by. Now, Sister Addie, you may not be able to go out and get, Louis Vuittons and, take no, luxury cruises, and you might have to still shop at Walmart. Right, Sister Addie? But I think you can get by with $7,000 a month. So I'm going to teach Sister Addie tomorrow how to establish a credit score based upon $7,500 a month. And I'm going to teach everybody else the same thing. Tomorrow we start the journey to not working a 9 to 5 ever again for anybody on this call. Because what I did to qualify for a $1.5 million, I had up to that amount. It's like 1.2. Because they told me, Mr. Rogers, remember, for 2 years they kept telling me you don't qualify. When the house started out, it started at it was like 600,000. But the interest and blah, 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 over 2 years, the house went up. So they say, your income got to go up too, Mr. Rogers. So it did. Then they say, well, your credit score got to go up too, Mr. Rogers. And it did. It went up so much that I was able to go and sign with nothing. They just say, they ran my credit and say, damn, 750. Mr. Rogers, just sign here. I drove to Houston, signed my name, and drove off. I didn't even show my driver's license. I kind of got scared because I never did that before. I was like, don't y'all want to verify anything? He said, no, sir, you got your credit score at 750. Sign and drive. I said, shit. So this is how white folks do it. I'm in. So Dr. Morrison, I'm teaching everybody how to win. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. So guess what? I love you. There ain't nothing y'all can do about it. God bless.